Well, spring is finally here, and I know we are all so excited, minus the pollen. I'm starting a garden for the very first time, and today I'm sharing kind of how I'm preparing for the garden, how my kids are getting involved, and the joys and failures thus far. I'll share us planting our strawberry plants today and cooking a delicious and quick spring dish and dessert at the end. Welcome, it's so good to have you here. If you're thinking about starting a garden or just curious, this is the video for you. I am definitely not an expert, but it will show you what you can do with very little land and a lot of dedication. I'm planting one raised garden bed out back and a few strawberry plants on our front porch. I decided to grow a few plants and herbs from seeds, which was actually surprisingly easy, and I'll probably need to gift a few of those, especially the herbs. Most of the bell peppers and lettuce seedlings didn't turn out, but I believe it's because my toddler overwatered them in the beginning. He was just so excited and I could not stop him. The key is really to keep them moist but not soaked. The tomatoes, which I did first and didn't let my toddler soak in the beginning, all turned out like 11 out of 12. I've read companion planting is most important for success, especially if you want to keep it organic. I'm planning to plant a few different tomato plants next to the bell peppers in the back row, then carrots in front of the bell peppers and lettuce in the very front, and then onions and chives on the front right. We eat these vegetables very often, which was really important too. I got this beautiful raised garden bed from Vigo Gardens. I didn't want to deal with the upkeep of wood. It had multiple configurations in case we ever move, and it was made from food-safe materials. We don't have much land, but I'm putting it where a few trees died last year and that gets a ton of sun, and it's pretty easy to get to and water every day. We are transitioning to a life without daycare, which is exciting but also scary. My goal is to find more reasons and ways to be outside and live a more slow and intentional life with them, even while being in a city. My oldest is absolutely loving every step in the gardening process and is so engaged. It's just about presenting the opportunity and being okay with messes and imperfections, which I constantly need to remind myself of in the moment. I recently saw a reel about home education, that it's not about bringing school home, but how a husband and a wife build a life, a marriage, a business, serve a community and church while having children at their feet. It was exactly what I needed to hear in that moment and has really shaped our approach lately. Also, I've been toying with this idea of how to really handle failure better, realizing that not everything I do requires perfection and how to teach that to my boys from a very early age. Stepping out of one's comfort zone and giving whatever it is a confident shot really goes a long way in life. Becoming a mother and learning to cook from scratch has helped me grow so much in this area that I was very bad at in my early 20s. And I'm 1,000% sure a garden will push me here too. I've already seen a few failures and frustrations for sure. Since not all of my seeds took off and I didn't prepare strawberries in time, we found this huge, beautiful garden center nearby that we will absolutely be going to often. I loved watching my son pick out his favorite strawberry plants. Now, this is his favorite food, so he was extremely excited, and all the other plants we needed, and then managed to push the cart back to the front of this very big store with very little help and direction. He even managed the cart down this pretty big hill in the store and didn't fall. And then when we got outside, he didn't want to leave. He was staying here all night, he said. They really are so capable, and I love how involved he got here. After nap, we got outside to plant the strawberries. I found these beautiful pots at TJ Maxx for less than $20. Let's see how well the plants do in them, because I think they're made out of a terracotta, which tends to attract heat and might be too much for our really hot southern summers. However, strawberries are mostly like weeds, very durable, and also why I wanted to start with this plant. I just added some organic potting soil with compost and mixed in Espoma organic berry tone fertilizer. I put 2 strawberry plants in each one of these pots, but I think it could have fit 3, so next time I'll add a third. It's a great pot because it's wide and not deep, which is good for strawberries. They don't have really deep roots. I bought some hay at Lowe's to just spread on the top, and I'll add a little bit more as the summer goes along because the strawberries really don't like to rest on the dirt, and it helps prevent them from rotting. My son already is going out every morning to look at them and find a new strawberry. Now, you might be wondering what my wonderful and very understanding husband is doing shoveling oyster shells over there. This is one of my first failures. My dad brought some oyster shells from the coast that he had just piled up to put in the bottom of our garden bed. It helps prevent us from having to put expensive soil there. Plus, these were free and they provide a natural source of calcium and minerals that can benefit our soil. However, I also had some mulch to help fill in the oyster shells, but I didn't realize I bought colored mulch. Yeah, not really what I want to be feeding our plants with. And when I Googled it, I realized we actually had to remove it. So we removed it all out and tried to wash out the shells, but it was a lost cause. Thankfully, my dad can bring more, and my son obviously enjoyed this, but note to self to always Google before doing.
Little children, all the children let me.
After a big rain, we had to get our daily walk in, which included hunting for puddles and some beautiful singing, and then on to dinner. I really wanted to make this a special day together, which always includes a good meal, but knew it would also be busy. I'm making a really quick spring dish and dessert, a lemony shrimp orzo and asparagus with a healthy berry crumble. The orzo only requires 1 pot, which I love. I had peeled and cleaned the shrimp the night before while watching a little TV, so I just needed to give them some salt and a lot of pepper before frying them in butter. While they cooked, I chopped up some onions. Shallots are actually better here, but added onions and garlic and put them in the pan after the shrimp. While they're cooking, I set aside some frozen berries to thaw for about 10 minutes. Next time I'm going to try to use fresh berries to prevent having to add cornstarch, as I don't love the texture this gives. After toasting the orzo with onions and garlic, my homemade chicken broth goes in, which adds extra flavor and nutrition. While that comes to a simmer, I'm able to prepare the crumble made with nourishing ingredients and sweetened with maple syrup. I need to be in the kitchen to watch over the orzo anyways, which gives me kind of a good chance to make this quick dessert with this dish, which I love. It goes in the oven for about 30 minutes, which is just enough time to plate everything and eat together. My oldest has the biggest sweet tooth and was extremely excited for this dessert. He loves berries and he loves anything sweet, so right up his alley. He kept asking for it the entire dinner and now wants dessert every night. It was a really nice treat. I want to start making my own ice cream this summer too, but maybe after this garden is planted. Thanks for joining, and if you enjoyed this, don't forget to like and subscribe.